within the competitive governance system, there will be something called competitive representative agencies. These will be the competitive governance themselves, sending representatives up to the sector board level. The sector board level is a monopolized government over all of that one sector. So over all of the military or all of the diplomats or all of the police or all of the environmental control agencies. So, but that monopolized control is very, very limited. More in some sectors, a lot less in other sectors. Some sectors almost zero, because they don't need to have they don't have to have control as a monopoly. There might be some requirements that there are some cooperation, maybe a little bit of hierarchy, but the hierarchy even has to work through the competitive governances. So every representative agency, so a representative agency will be your competitive government. Once you join your competitive government, every citizen has to, per sector. So the sectors are the charity or the family law or the military, the diplomats, the commander-in-chief sector, the police, the prisons, the courts, the people who make the violent crime laws, the healthcare industry, the financial industry, the educational system, competitive school boards, and the like. HR-related issues, sales-related issues, the taxing authority, the human resources. I did that one. Identity sector, the environmental sector, the road sector, transportation, and everything. There's 30 sectors overall. In every sector, there's a competitive governance system. Roughly 12 different governments. Everybody gets to choose theirs. Once that is done, they send representatives, each competitive governance, within their philosophy, within their competitive governance philosophy, whatever, let's say environmental control, you have a governmental environmental philosophy of how that should be governed. You send up representatives with that philosophy, and that representative holds the value, the voting value of their members. So if you have 17%, you get 17% vote. 5%, you get 5%. 8%, you get 8%, like that. And you can send up more if you wish to. If you want to have 12%, but send up 6 people together, they hold the 12. So your competitive governances are the representative agencies sending people up with their values to the sector board level to control only the powers given to that sector board. So in the police, let's say the police sector, there'll be a hierarchy. So that will definitely need some hierarchy there. Most police will be done with just within their competitive governances with a lot of cooperation. Cooperation is major there. But in other sectors, such as the social security sector, they will be totally separated almost. Just a very little organizational hierarchy there. Every competitive governance gets to do what they want to do. The education system, very little hierarchy there. There will be a hierarchy, but very, very little power at the sector board level. In the transportation, a lot of cooperations for the roads and the airways and the trains and the canals and the like, but they control their own governance. They control their own members. So it's highly important. Obviously, the courts and the police and the prisons and the military, they have to obey certain rules about civil liberties. That's a requirement. They have to be authorized by authorization agencies, and those authorization agencies will be sector board heavy. The hierarchy, the representatives, they still work through their competitive governances, but it's a lot of control through for the authorization agencies. So there's a lot there, and I just want to let you know that a lot more to see at Haley 2024. Well, let's keep on going. I thought it was going to be ending. A 70% vote pushes things up to the sector board level, but only if it has already been tried a rating floor. The rating system is already tried to accomplish or take care of that problem. Whatever, there has to be a problem, a negative externality that the court rules that it needs to be addressed. Then the rating system has to try to address it. And if that doesn't work, a 70% vote of the representatives then now can do a monopolized regulation that all the competitive governance needs to handle for their members, needs to enforce for their members. So it's a very, very important understanding of how that works. So you see the full 30 sectors there. I kind of listed them, most of them already. And you can pause if you want to, but on my website, there's plenty of time to look at that. Okay, Haley2024.org is the website. Until the next video.